You wondering why the kids that's running around doing stuff, and as y'all call them room 9 now, it's because the parents is room 9.
And the truth is, I mean, there's a reason why women during ovulation naturally prefer bearded men, men with strong
The
jawlines.
lumberjack.
All of that is a sign of masculinity. And those are natural things. Women don't even know that they're doing it. And you shaking your head as a dude who said you can't even have ugly friends. So what you saying? The chick can be ugly, but it's not her friends? Is that what
You
you're
don't know
saying?
why I'm shaking my head.
I'm
Okay,
asking.
so Slimmy, let me ask you another question, and I would love for you to give your point and elaborate because
Love you,
I
Molly.
think that you have great takes on this situation. Um, do you think that these women that are sitting here are assets to the show because of the way that they look? Aside from their intelligence, aside from how they contribute, do you think that just the physical presence of what they look like contributes to this show?
I think anybody could contribute just based on physical looks. I think it's
That's a
plenty.
lie.
I think I'm only going by what he asked.
Any
If you're just talking about
Go by
physical
what he
looks,
asked
if you're
you.
just talking about physical looks, you can find any woman for that matter.
Slimmy, how many super chats do we get from motherfuckers that's like, oh my God, Mika is so
Right,
gorgeous. Oh my God,
right,
Keri looks like Sanaa Lathan. Oh
The-
my God,
right.
Molly
But
is
did you hear what I said?
drink her bath water. Like, how many times do we get super chats from people?
Did you hear what I said though?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
I said I think you can get any if you get any woman that looks good, that's gonna happen.
You didn't ask
Oh,
about me.
Nobody
any
gives a fuck about what we look like, Slimmy. They only care about what the women look like.
I didn't say nothing about what men look like. What are we
No, you
talking
said
about?
anybody.
At first you
I
said
said you can
anybody.
get any women.
At first you
No,
said
I just
anybody,
said
and
anybody.
No,
Anybody.
no, 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 no. I
You
said you
said
can get any women. You can
Yeah,
get
but
any
even any
women
women, but even
that
the any
looks
women,
good and
right?
that,
But
and it's
that still
gonna have
goes
the
to
same effect.
but that still
But
goes to Anton's point. The
that's what I'm
women,
saying, though. The
it doesn't
fact that
matter if
they
it's us
look
or other
good,
women.
the fact that
Okay.
they look good contributes to the show.
What does that have to do with anything that I was
looks
talking about?
matter.
What
Looks
I'm saying is that they're part of what makes the show awesome is that people come in because it looks nice and then they can stay for the conversation, which adds additional value into one of the reasons why the show is so awesome. But the fact that they look good is absolutely a part of the social currency that comes along with the show.
What does that have to do with anything that I was talking about?
It has everything to do with what you're
Talking
talking
about
about.
value.
It had nothing to do with what I was talking about.
Okay, Slimmy, can you explain your perspective on why you don't think it has any relevance to what you're talking about?
I said if women are gonna go to the highest bidder, why don't we just treat women like cattle? That's all I said. I don't know what this has to do with any of that.
Okay, Slimmy.
But what do you mean by the highest bidder? And why did you come to that conclusion? Or how did you come to that
Did you
conclusion?
not hear what Molly said?
I'm
What did she
no,
say?
I'm asking you.
Y'all man, like, did you hear what Molly
I
said?
want to know your
Tony,
thoughts.
do you think that
That's
you're the
all.
highest bidder?
No, I never said I was. This has
I'm
nothing to do with me.
just yes or no question. Do you have women that choose you?
I'm not gonna get into that.
I love Slim.
I'm not gonna get into that. I don't understand what relevance this has.
Okay.
I don't understand what relevance any of this has to what I said. I just asked the question.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you said go to the highest bidder, and that's why I keep saying I referred back to yesterday because it is in our natural innate ability to want someone that we know we can survive from. Like I don't feminism has messed up everything. Yes, we are the weaker species, whether they tell you or not. We need men for survival. And with that being said, right in here, you know that already. So I don't care what kind of job you have, this, that, and the third. That woman is still going to try to find that man that lives up to that because more than likely at some point, she's gonna let feminism go. She's gonna let that job go. This, that, and the third. She wants that man that's able to provide and protect.
Slimmy, let me ask you a
To throw
question.
this in there because Slimmy says I've dated women of all cultures. I've dated women of all races, but yet you are not the highest bidder. So your argument is null and void.
Whatever you say.
Slimmy, is there something wrong with the highest bidder theory that you have?
I didn't. All I asked was a question.
I know I'm asking you a follow-up question. I understand what you asked, and I'm asking a follow-up question.
I don't understand what the point is, though.
No, I'm asking, is there something wrong with the highest bidder theory that you're saying?
I just said if women are gonna go to the highest bidder, why don't we treat them like cattle? What's the
I
problem?
know. Okay, so let's assume that that's true. Is there something wrong with that? Is what I'm asking.
No. What's wrong?
Okay.
I just said,
But
why don't
are
we
they
treat them like
going to the
cattle?
highest bidder? If
I'm
you
not
just
understanding.
said that you're not the highest bidder, but you have women of all races, women are
I didn't say I had
obviously
women of all races. I said I've
not
dated women of
today,
all races.
not today, but you
I
said
said
that.
I've dated women of all races.
Okay, so
So what's the problem? I'm not understanding.
what did I say that you didn't say?
Let me.
I don't get it.
I think she's saying that if you dated, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, if you dated all races, then you would know that different cultures actually do this. Like,
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Well, not only that, but he's
What does
saying
that have to do with what I said?
Maintain
What does that
frame.
have
You're
to do
talking
with
to
what I
women.
said? What was the
It's
problem with
happening.
what
I
I
think that's
said?
what they're
but you're
saying. It's
saying they
already
go to the
happening.
highest bidder. You said that you're not the highest bidder, yet you date all these different women. How are you dating these women if they're going to the highest bidder and that's not you?
That's true.
Whatever you believe. Believe what you want.
That's what you said.
No, you asked me.
no, he
Y'all
said
got it.
he wasn't
Y'all got it.
going to
Y'all
turn
That's
it.
got
a
it.
fair point.
He
No,
said
it's
he wasn't
not.
going to turn it.
This is. I
No,
just asked a
that's a fair
question.
point, Slimmy. That is a
No,
fair
it's not. I asked the question. And then all of a sudden, everybody want to start getting extra.
No, it's not.
Nobody is
You
extra, Slimmy. We're
literally
just speaking it.
said
We're just
women go to the highest bidder. I asked you, are you the highest bidder? You said
I
no.
said if women are going to go to the highest bidder, why don't we just treat them like cattle?
But if you've had women and you're not the highest bidder,
It doesn't matter if I'm the highest bidder or if somebody else is. The thing is, if you're gonna ever do is look up and try and get to the next level through a man, why don't we just treat you any old kind of way?
at this point, you're saying they're just looking up because you're taller. You said yourself that you're
What?
not the highest bidder.
What? No, I'm
Slim, you
talking.
just
I don't
sound
mean.
bitter a
Wait,
little bit.
stop. I don't sound bitter. Stop that. What I'm saying is hypergamy. I'm not talking about my height literally. Where'd you get that from?
Because
I'm
that's the
talking
only way
about
that we
women being
can know that you're
hypergamous.
not the highest bidder.
No. Stop. I'm saying if women are only going to keep trying to go up using a man's pockets, why don't we just treat them like
Well,
cattle?
it's
It's
pockets.
a natural
Hold on, it's
instinct, though.
pockets
Why are
in
you
this
holding it
culture.
against us?
It's
That's
pockets
what
in
I
this
All right.
don't get.
culture, but
Slimmy, don't cut your camera off, bro. Don't
in
do it.
any
I ain't
culture,
turning my camera
it
off.
could
My
be
light
any
went out.
resource. It can be any resource. If you
Y'all
were
got
in
it.
tribal days, it would have been, you could have been, I don't know, the king of the hut. We would have
This is
wanted to be with the man that has the hut.
crazy.
Like the girls in high school, they want the man with the car. It's the resource. It's
But
not.
Slimmy, if you think that way, right? Wouldn't it be the same for men that's going after attractive women? The most attractive, would it mean that they're chasing the best of the cattle? If that's your synopsis regarding
That's
women.
not. That has nothing to me. That has nothing to do with what I was talking about. I just asked the question.
Okay.
So okay,
I
so
don't
let me.
understand why. I don't understand why, because I'm looking at some of the stuff in the chat. I don't understand why anybody would want anybody to have the worst of something. I would want my son to aspire to have the best looking woman that he can get.
Facts.
Why
Tamika,
not?
some of these men in the chat can't
I would
pull
want my
nothing. They can't
daughter
So
to
pull.
wait a
have the
minute.
best man that she can.
I
I
think that
want to
the
die
problem is
knowing
that
my daughter is taken care of. Like, I don't understand
I
this.
think that the problem is that we act like we not superficial when we are, and I don't know why people won't just be real.
I'm not.
Like,
I'm not.
you're very
No,
superficial.
I'm not.
All right.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Prove me wrong, Anton
We were just
Daniels.
talking about butt cuffs the other
I'm
day.
not gonna prove you wrong. That's what if you say that you aren't, then I'm just gonna accept what you said.
I appreciate you. I
I'm
appreciate that.
accepting what you said. I'm not trying to prove. I can't prove your preferences. That's what you said.
What does butt cuss have to do with anything? I like them. That doesn't mean I'm superficial.
I just don't understand why everybody just don't want to admit to what's natural. Just like
Because they think it's bad to do what's natural. It's
it'll
bad.
be like when women like, oh, I don't know why men look. You know why men look. It, why are we arguing about that? Right. And so why are we arguing about women wanting the best man they can get? I'm not talking about being manipulative. I'm not talking about playing with people's emotions. I'm talking about you literally as a woman wanting the best man that you can get.
I don't I don't have a problem with it because I just understand it. I understand the game. And the game is the game. Like it's not the game is not something that you can argue against. It just is what it is. And if you know how to play it, then you play it to win and you play it successfully. Or you can opt out of playing altogether. And I don't have a problem with each. I choose to play the game. You know what I'm saying? I choose to participate. I think that the nature of women has always been the same. It's not going to change. And the nature of men has always been the same. It's not going to change. And you just got to pick and choose your position and what spot you want to be in. And you got to play the game to win. I don't have a problem with it. It is what it is. I don't see a problem with what Slimmy is saying. I don't see a problem with what the women is saying. I think it just I think that's how I go.
I think it's just that now men and women are so jaded by all the nonsense that if you talk about what we actually want, it's just, oh my God, you only want me for this, you only want me for that. When naturally that's what we want.
Yeah. That's and that's not even to say that all women is the same, right? Island Girl Q is a weirdo. So
That's a
she
fact.
she's a
I like
weirdo.
Island Girl Q so much. I'm about to book her a plane ticket with my own money.
She don't care.
Yes. Early birthday present.
She don't care. And she knows she a weirdo and she'll
I
admit it.
am. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Like I think that there's always gonna be a segment of people for whatever it is that you're looking for. The
Mm.
problem with the game is that motherfuckers try to. I think that the biggest problem with the game is that motherfuckers try to change it to fit their narrative. You can't force somebody to adopt your principles. You just got to go with the people that see things the way that you see it. Is some hoes out here that like they don't mind being with a dusty nigga. There's some hoes out here that don't mind being with a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? And then there's other women that's like, you know what, fuck this. They want to move a little bit differently. And they don't always get what they want either. Because maybe they don't meet the expectation of what it is that they chasing. And so the game is unforgiving to everybody. You get what you earn or you get what you can get. And for those that don't, they suffer. Or they gotta adjust their settings or they gotta adjust their preferences to get what they can accept and settle for what it is that they want. So it just is what it is. I don't think that is right or wrong to it. I just think it is, that's just the way of life. So anybody else before I read the super chats and go into this next thing?
Yeah, I want to know why my question wasn't answered. I
What's
answered
your question?
a lot of questions.
What's your question, Simon?
It's the same question. I said, why shouldn't
We
we treat
shouldn't. We
y'all
should
like
treat them
cattle?
like cattle. I don't see a problem with us treating them like cattle, Slimmy.
Yeah, round us up. Yeehaw.
I don't see a problem with us treat them like cattle. What's wrong with
Yeah.
that, Slimmy? If a guy wants to treat a woman like cattle and he wants things to be transactional, I don't see anything wrong with it.
But he's labeling the natural as the transactional. Are you labeling what we do naturally as a transactional, or are you labeling the malicious stuff where women are saying, I don't want to be with this man unless he got $1 million or whatever, whatever, whatever. Is that what you're talking about? Which one are you talking about? Because I think you're throwing everything in the same boat.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mika.
Okay.
I make chocolate milk.
Meet me up like a cow.
And I don't think most women is tripping. They understand the game. So, Keri, is there anything that you wanted to throw into this?
I just didn't understand why you said some hoes this, some hoes that, and then some women. I was just curious what made you pick hoes for two examples and then women right after.
Because
When y'all switch from bitch hoe to woman, I'm just always
that's locker room
curious.
talk. We all like.
No. I
So
know it.
this is the way that I do it. All right. It's like when you're in a barbershop. You're not necessarily trying to respect women with your speech. You're just talking.
No, I'm not saying like why are you calling women hoes? I'm saying when you were like some hoes go after these men, some hoes go after these men, some women. I was just curious, like wiring wise in your head, like why didn't you call all three hoes or all three women? Like what made you do ho
Because
woman?
it's all interchangeable.
Gotcha. Just rolls off the tongue. But
I
yeah.
got
That was the only thing
hoes.
I was just thinking about just now.
I got hoes, wolves, and different.
I mean, because it is all interchangeable. Even the woman that you marry, ideally, you want her to be a hoe in the bedroom, right? So,
Facts.
Well,
like,
I
I
don't.
don't think that you remove it just because it's this particular woman or this particular woman. I think that it's all interchangeable.
So are freak and a hoe the same thing?
Yeah.
Maybe okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
you're right. Maybe a freak in the
I'm
bed,
not.
not a hoe. That's probably more
I'm.
accurate.
I'm. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna go. I get it. Y'all have locker room talk, but now to be like, so because I want a hoe or whatever in the bedroom, that's why I'll call
It's
you
probably a freak is
hoe
probably more
woman.
appropriate.
Yeah, I don't want no hoe.
I don't
Well,
care.
where she's gonna get her freakiness from? She
How
gotta
y'all
learn it
gonna
from
know she's a
somewhere.
hoe though? A
You
lot of
you
the
can be
hoes
a
that
freak, but not a hoe. Like
a lot of the
I
hoes
agree,
that were hoes in
Quentin.
college are
You
married
say
now.
what?
I agree with you. I think that hoes like move around multiple people, but a freak can just be like with
Do
one.
multiple things with one person.
Okay. It's almost like um, if women are talking about women, as women are talking to women about men, and they say, these dudes or whatever, or these guys or these niggas or whatever, depending on whoever it is that they're talking about, guys don't sit there and say, why aren't you calling us men? You know what I'm saying? It's just like we understand, we understand without having to necessarily, for you to have to explain it. You know what I'm saying? If guys are sitting and they talking about a bunch of women and they see a chick and that hoe is bad as hell, he don't have to necessarily know her. That's just the way that we talk about women in general. Now, she could be a very great woman and a phenomenal mother. We're not necessarily separating it. We just talking shit. That's just the way that we talk. Or that's the way that I talk. I don't know. Maybe I need to do better. These women out here, these
Listen,
ladies are really different.
I told y'all I have already accepted that if I'm gonna participate in this panel, I there's no way I can get y'all to stop calling women hoes. I mean, I personally feel like it
I
should
won't.
stay.
I love you,
I feel
Keri. I
like it
won't
should
do it no
stay.
more, Keri.
I
I
feel like
won't
it
do
should
that.
stay in the locker room. I feel like
Mhm.
why are we hearing it? But I
I agree.
know that y'all are. I get
I
it.
agree,
I was
Keri.
literally just saying he's what made him switch to woman in his series of ho. Like, why didn't you say this hoe does this hoe does that hoe does this? You said this hoe does this, that hoe does that, and then the woman. So I was just curious of like in your brain, like why you were like, why
I
you
don't
switched it.
remember which one that I labeled the woman and which
Yeah,
one I labeled the hoe, to be honest with you.
I Carrie, got you. it's It because just Christmas was over and the hoes went back to where they live.
Okay, so Keri, would you like for, in an ideal world, right? Would you like for us to have more respectable or respected takes towards how we label women?
No, but they're hoes. Why
No,
would
no, no, no. But I don't.
That's so
I don't.
bad.
you?
I don't think that like I genuinely wasn't asking in this instance because of the fact that you used the term hoe and that was insulting. It is insulting, but you're not gonna
You
stop.
think so?
Yes, it's disrespectful. It is
Wait,
because
See,
even
see,
even
So you
see,
think that
y'all, you have to validate. You have to
I don't
validate
know, I
people's
don't
feel.
know.
You can't do that.
no,
but
we wait. Why are we trying to?
Oh, I know that
but
Captain
that
over here
wasn't
ain't saying that
but
shit.
that
Nah,
wasn't
nah, nigga, you ain't gonna call me that shit,
Nah, I
Anton.
know the Captain ain't because
No, nigga.
he's
Nope,
the
nope,
see
not
Quentin
today.
goes
Nope.
no because Quentin goes all the way. I respect y'all enough to label women hoes. Quentin
What are
will
you?
just flat out say these bitches is dumb.
That's a fact.
And he uses the N word on top
Better
of
than
it.
bitch?
Yeah, I can't believe he
I
trying to
don't.
His
cater.
I
He
don't
version
the
of
even
one.
label
He
all
said the
women
most.
bitches.
He'll say
You say
these
all
dumb.
women
You
are
call women the
hoes.
N word on
No.
top of it.
Quentin will go all the way left. He'll say, "Man, these black bitches is all of this stuff." He has said
That's a
some of the
singular
craziest stuff
moment.
on here. So you the
I
last
figure it.
person that should be telling us how we should be talking about women.
But I think that bitch is
Carrie, I'm
actually
with you. I will not
meant
call women hoes. I will
The B
respect
word
you.
is way no.
I won't
The
say.
B word is way worse
I
than
won't call
calling
women
women
bitches
hoes.
either. If that makes Carrie feel uncomfortable, I will. I
no,
will
No,
address.
it's not about if it makes Carrie feel uncomfortable. It's about is that who you are as a person?
Be you.
I love Carrie and I want to respect Carrie.
but that I appreciate that. But that wasn't why I was asking. If you listen to what you said, what you were describing was not hoes. To me, you were using the word hoe. To me, in the instance that I'm talking about, you were using the word hoe interchangeably with woman.
I said
So
that
so the
though.
so that's okay. No. I got you. I'm just saying, and I was like, I wonder why he switched up. So it'd almost be like I had a cup of apple juice, I had a cup of orange juice, and then I had a glass of water.
Could you say
Unless
orange
the
again?
orange,
Okay,
is that wrong?
you're good.
Or
um,
I could just say, "Yo, I was drinking juice and I never described whether it was apple or orange."
Well,
no, but
she's trying to figure out why is it a cup and why is it a glass?
but
Like,
I was just, it was just curious. Like, I was just like, that's interesting that he didn't keep the same term for woman in his series of examples.
So why do you
Y'all
feel
are
like it's
turning it,
this? Okay, so why do you
no,
feel
no,
like
no.
it's disrespectful?
But that's okay. Those are
Separately,
two, right. Those are
separately.
two separate
Why do you
things.
feel like? Because I've already said that I use it interchangeably. Why do you feel like it's disrespectful?
Because I think that you use the word hoe synonymously with woman, and I don't think
Right.
that when you're using the example to talk about women that they are hoes. So and a lot of us understand the word hoe to mean a certain thing. So when you use the word hoe to mean women or woman, to me that's disrespectful to a woman.
If Molly, I hate to use you for an example, but I have to use you right
Oh
now.
I'm not
shit.
scolding
I didn't
Anton.
even
He's
hear what you
asking me a
You
said. It
should. He
question.
doesn't.
needs a skull. He needs a
I'm
whooping
not
with a fucking
scolding.
leather belt.
I'm gonna
I
use
didn't even
Molly as an
notice it.
example. If Molly says men are gay, right?
Mhm, mhm.
she will.
I don't find it to be disrespectful, and nor am I offended
She's
by it
not gay.
because I'm not gay.
That's different. Though.
Right.
I'm not
Listen to what I'm
offended.
It's
saying.
really
Listen to what I'm
funny though.
saying.
It's
Listen to what I'm
really
saying.
funny.
Let me find it on the clip.
Listen. But here's the point that I'm making. I don't believe that women find it to be disrespectful if they're not living that lifestyle because they don't believe
I
that it's
do.
applicable to
I
them.
do.
I didn't find it
I think
disrespectful
if you
because it
generally call
didn't.
women hoes, I
It didn't
think most
apply.
women will find
Wait,
that
wait,
highly
wait, wait.
disrespectful.
Molly just how you gonna say that it is? Molly said that
Molly's
she
one
didn't
person.
find
I
it
said
disrespectful.
generally. I didn't say
I don't
Molly.
think
I
so
said
because most
generally.
of them will listen to songs that say bitches and hoes.
Okay.
They
So
call
let
each
me
other the B word.
wait. Hold on, hold
Okay.
on. We
I
can
don't
make
think
this
so.
very simple. Q, do you
No,
find it
all these women
disrespectful?
think exactly the same, but Carrie. They all think the same, but Carrie.
No,
Stop.
stop. Q, do you find it disrespectful?
This isn't proving a point.
No, because I've only been called the B word by one broke man on this app on this YouTube, and he was a broke bum.
Shout out
Jay,
to Jay
Okay, so
Prince.
cool. So
and
wait a
yeah,
minute. All right, cool. Kim, do you find it disrespectful?
No, it's just like I said to Myron. If you're not talking to me, you're not talking to me. I don't care what you say.
Molly, do you find it disrespectful?
No,
Mika,
that's how men talk.
do you find it disrespectful, Mika?
No, I
The
don't really
most
care.
virtuous woman on the panel
Okay,
does, so
so
that's all that matters.
I understand what Keri is saying. But to the point that I'm saying is that I don't think that is I don't think that most women find it disrespectful because if it's not if it doesn't apply to them, then they just let it roll off the same way that if somebody says, "Oh, all men," I hate these broke dudes. I'd be like, that's funny. Like that's not applicable to me, so it doesn't matter.